Assalamu alaikum, my dear student and friend. Today is the continuation of the lecture which we have done already yesterday, which is the reaction of alkane. As you can see, yesterday we finished the halogenation of alkane. Now we left sulfur chlorination of alkanes and nitration of alkane. Beside this, we left the other, the pyrolysis and cracking. Let's move on the sulfur chlorination of alkane. This reaction also known as a Reed reaction, and definitely just like the halogenation of alkanes, it process via the free radical mechanism. And generally we use a sulfuryl chloride as a reagent to yield the sulfonyl chloride. Means this product is known as sulfonyl chloride. Now you can see here we have the any alkane or hydrocarbon. When we treat with the sulfuryl chloride, we have this RSO2Cl. And definitely, there are some important points need to explain that we generally call SO2Cl2 is sulfuryl chloride. Beside this, we have another molecule. You can see here SOCl2. This compound is known as thionyl chloride or sulfurous dichloride. And what is the main difference between these two reagents? Just keep remember it's a very little difference. If you are using sulfuryl chloride, it is the source of chlorine. Okay, like chlorine radical and it's a radical reaction. Well, when you are using thionyl chloride or sulfurous dichloride, it is the source of chloride ion, as I mentioned here. For example, when we treat acetic acid with thionyl chloride, the end product will be acetyl chloride. And this reaction proceed via the generation of the chloride ion. So these are the main point you should know. And keep remember regarding the previous Reed reaction, one important thing, the temperature. If we elevate slightly high temperature means 40 to 80 degrees Celsius, only chlorination take place instead of sulfuryl chlorination. Like here we are using if alkane and SO2Cl2, we have the end product alkyl halide instead of sulfonyl chloride. Okay. Our next reaction is the nitration of alkanes, which is also proceed via free radical mechanism. And generally in the end product, we have the nitroparaffins. What are paraffins? Paraffin is basically the paraff and affins. It's a Latin word. It means little affinity. That's why generally alkane called paraffin as well, because they are having little affinity. Not all alkanes, this is actually carbon 1 to carbon 4. They are basically known as the paraffin. Now, what happens when alkane react with nitric acid or dinitro tetraoxide? As a result, we have the nitroalkane and the water molecule. This reaction proceeds via very strong heat, sometimes 400 to 500 degrees Celsius. Like in this example, you can see here when alkane treat with the nitric acid in a very strong heat condition will give you the nitropropane or nitroethane or 2-nitropropane or the nitromethane. These paraffins are very useful in industries, in paint industries. It is also used as a coating material. They also used as a fuel. So in industry, we have a lot of use of nitroalkanes. Other reactions are basically which are we common the pyrolysis and cracking. What is pyrolysis? Of course, definitely. Just imagine we have discussed in our previous lecture yesterday about the combustion. Combustion means burning of hydrocarbon in presence of oxygen. In absence of oxygen, when you heat the alkane, it converts into the smaller alkane. This process is known as pyrolysis. And what is cracking? The result of a pyrolysis treatment to the hydrocarbon or the breaking of a long hydrocarbon molecule into a smaller one is known as the cracking. For example, here, when you have the hexane open chain one. At high temperature, it will convert into the cyclohexane or a cyclobutane plus ethane, or the mixture of the propane, ethane, and the methane. It is just the cracking process, large hydrocarbon converting into the small one. That's all for the reaction of alkane. In our next lecture, we will complete the preparation of alkanes. See you.